it's Channon Rose, and today I'm going to be doing a story time about how I lost my virginity. Losing your virginity. That is just like, you know, one of those topics that can be kind of awkward to talk about. But if you know me, you know that it's not awkward at all. I lost my virginity when I turned 14. And it was actually on a camping trip with my boyfriend at the time. This story is in my book, The Story of Channon Rose. If you guys haven't already read that, I have a lot of my crazy life and crazy stories in that book, but I'm just going to give you like the short version of it. If you guys want to know like the longer, more detailed version, you can read it in my book. My family every 4th of July would go to a place called Buena Vista. It was a lake where you can like water ski and you camp out. My parents were divorced at the time and my dad had a motorhome, but he worked a lot. We all went for the trip, but he had to like go back home to work. The lake is like 2 hours away from where we lived. So he would drive the 2 hours to go work and then come back because we were there for like a long time. I think we were there for like over a week. So every trip I always bring friends with me. I brought my friend Dee Dee, and then I brought my boyfriend, and then one of his friends also came. So there were like 4 of us all together. So the boys had their own tent, and then the girls had their own tent. My dad had gone to work and basically left us teenagers at the lake by ourselves, and my dad had a bunch of alcohol in the motorhome, and so he left and we raided the motorhome and got wasted drunk. And you're like, Shannon, you drank at 14? Like, yes, I drank at 14. Yes, I lost my virginity at 14. Like, I was a very bad kid. And my parents were not like very, what is it called? Like very protective of us. Kind of just let us run amok, especially my dad. So we got really drunk, and then nighttime rolled around and my dad still hadn't come back. So we just assumed like, oh, maybe he'll come back in the morning. And here we are, just like teenagers, kind of just like, you know, doing our own thing. We had like a blow up air mattress that we were sleeping on with, and then we just like open our sleeping bags up and like put one sleeping bag on the bottom, then another sleeping bag on the top. Well, my friend Dee Dee and I were sleeping on the same air mattress. And in the middle of the night, my boyfriend had come in because he wanted to like lay down and sleep with me. So I was like, okay, you know, my dad wasn't there. It wasn't like I was going to be getting in trouble. He came in and laid on the air mattress, and we were like making out, and then obviously one thing led to another and we started to have sex. Now, I had never had sex before, and my boyfriend at the time was not a virgin, so he had sex. We start having sex, and you know, the air mattress is kind of going like this, and my friend Dee Dee is like on the other side of the air mattress. So here we are having sex on this air mattress with my friend like right next to me. It was like the most unromantic like first experience ever. She was awake the whole time. Okay, so I'll get to that part in a second. We're totally thinking she's asleep, so we're like having sex, trying to be quiet, you know, whatever. And he like finishes, and I never like orgasmed. I mean, like it felt really good, but like it wasn't that great. Even though I really liked my boyfriend, like obviously I loved him, and that's like why I had sex with him. I thought I was gonna be with him forever, and you know how that goes. And the next day she wakes up, she's like, you know, I was awake that whole time, right? And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, bitch, like I was awake. I was fucking bouncing up and down, pretending like I was sleeping so that you guys could have sex. And I'm like, oh my God, Dee Dee. It was definitely very funny and definitely a memorable experience, to say the least. But I just want to tell people that are young that happen to be watching this video, wait to lose your virginity until you're older, because when you have sex like at such a young age, you think it's like cool, or you think that you really are in love with that person, and it's so hard because like at 14, like you know everything, right? You know all the answers. You don't care what anybody older has to tell you. Trust me, I know. I've been there. Just listen to the adults sometimes, because they've been there. They've been your age. Like, we've been through that before. We have had that experience. We know what it's like. Wait to lose your virginity, if I could teach you anything, because sometimes like you want it to be really special, and when you do it when you're that young, it's most of the time not very special. You're like trying to hide it, you're sneaking out, like doing all kinds of things you're not supposed to be doing. Trust me, I know. I did all the things I wasn't supposed to do. Try to wait till you're older to have sex. If you're a bad kid like me, definitely wait. You won't regret it. So that was basically my experience about how I lost my virginity. So I hope you guys liked this story. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Thank you again so much for watching. I'm sending you all my love and all my positive energy, and I hope to see you in my next video. Mwah!